Hi, everyone. Delfino Aguilar here with a very special guest who doesn't need an introduction. Very special guest in the East Coast right now, Mr. Andrew Berman. Thank you very much for joining us today, Andrew.
Del, so grateful. Thank you so much for inviting me. Just an honor to be, to be actually able to be on your podcast, be actually, in the kind lending world and associated with the stuff you guys are doing. Just thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. I know you're busy. So, Andrew, you're with National Mortgage Professional. You're also, the head of engagement and outreach for business media, right? And for those, you're well connected. Everybody knows who you are. But for those people that might be living under a rock and don't know who you are and what you're about, why don't you share a little bit about, your background and how you got into what you're doing now?
Okay, so my dad was a mortgage broker.
Right.
He actually started out in the insurance business, and someone came to him and said, "Hey, listen, you're good at paperwork. Why don't you get in the mortgage business?" And that's back when it was like a lot of paperwork.
Right.
He started out doing that. Just instantly fell in love with the business, loved doing what he was doing, and then from there, he realized actually that this career could be taken away from me by regulators that just don't understand our business. So started getting involved in associations and started doing some of the work. He was involved with the NEMB affiliate, the New York Association of Mortgage Brokers, became president, and then from there, at the end of a refi boom, we just on a whim, we just said, "Hey, listen, we didn't like the publishing that was being done out there." We said, "Well, we published the magazine, for mortgage professionals that was designed for mortgage professionals. That was created with the mindset of a mortgage professional. We created the Mortgage Press, and the Mortgage Press was like these 36 state-specific magazines that were printed on newsprint, and we had these 36 publications. For the official magazine of the National Association of Mortgage Brokers in like 36 states. It was a lot of fun. So that's kind of how I got into the business. And then 2008 came. We saw the mortgage broker market share go from, I think it was like just under 70%, went to like 20%. And we were like, "Oh no, this is going to present the problem." But then I was actually spending time with some friends of mine that were still producing, they're still doing 10, 15 loans a month, even though the entire industry just crashed. And we said, let's develop an editorial model based on these people. And it's when May of 2009, we created National Mortgage Professional Magazine. And it just kind of went from a mindset of, I think previously it was just really about, about profitability, trying to be the most profitable originator you possibly can. Dodd-Frank took that away from us and said, it's now needs to be focused on being professional. So we could National Mortgage Professional, being professional, and creating, a customer experience, which, before Dodd-Frank, and before really CFPB, no one ever heard of this, customer experience thing, at least not in our industry. And that's what led us to create National Mortgage Professional magazine, which was then acquired by AmBiz, which is the largest producer of events back at January 1st, 2020. That's how we started off our 2020.
Right. That's awesome, though. I mean, I love the content. I visit your guys' website all the time that you guys provide on it. I think it's great that you guys were a mortgage broker and understand the need of the mortgage broker and what they look for, and lenders in general. The content comes out awesome. I love it. Thank you for that. One of the things that I've noticed is you guys do a really good job of marketing. You guys are a marketing powerhouse. How important has you've met so many people. How important has that been as you guys launched the magazine and now the events you guys are doing? How important is that marketing piece for you guys for your business?
So, I mean, listen, it's, basically to get your message out there, it's marketing and networking. Marketing and networking are the two things actually that are going to bring you business. And, I mean, it's interesting because I almost look at it as more like our editors and our editorial staff, they look at us as a publication. I look at us as a marketing company, because companies come to us, and as head of engagement and outreach, I've got the unique opportunity to kind of both engage with companies, great companies like Kind Lending, and create content and create campaigns that find the best point of engagement for our clients. So company comes to us and says, so we know actually it's going to be really good for us if we have an opportunity through like a webinar to tell our story, or maybe it's a white paper, to have people download this white paper, or maybe it's attend some kind of live demo presentation streaming on social media. So we kind of find between that, using some more traditional mediums like display magazine advertising, which works still really well, especially now that we have the enhancement of being able to do these great digital editions, and using email marketing, extended audience through programmatic advertising, videos. We're able to kind of put together for ourselves to market our own things, our own products, our own honorary programs, and also for the clients that we work with, the wholesale lenders, the vendors that provide the tools that help originators kick butt out there.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. You've had a lot of different guests. You talk about wholesale lenders. You've had a lot of different guests on there. Is there somebody that stands out, that you've enjoyed their content and you want to share, that more people should be doing what maybe some people on your show have done, or if you use your resources to do that? Because I think a lot of mortgage brokers say they are out there socially and marketing, and lenders too, but what are some tricks of that trade? What are some things that they should be doing that you have seen that some of your guests have shared, or some of the good practices, best practices that you might want to share with some of the people watching?
And I think actually the biggest thing that we could do as an industry to try to get actually people interested in what we're saying. Because listen, okay, I'm sure Kind Lending has great products, great rates, great technology, and great service, all these great things. But that's really what it takes to kind of to be able to compete, to become a top 20 or top 30 lender. But going beyond that, what is your expertise? And having the ability to kind of tell the story of where your expertise is, and what your kind of unique selling proposition is for a broker using you, besides just the standard things that you just should have, like good speed, good products, great service. I think it's your expertise is the thing actually that can set you aside. That mixed in with a little personality, doing things like creating content, like Del. I mean, I don't know. I'm really impressed with some of the things that you've done here. I don't know what kind of training you've had actually, to do any kind of broadcast. I know I've had zero, and I think it shows actually when I do my content. But they like people. I think our audience likes genuine people, and they can see that. They see actually, Del is a real person. Yes, he's the head of wholesale for one of the hottest mortgage companies, out there right now. But he's also a guy. He's also a father of four. He's also a guy who's been in the industry and has seen some crazy things. And I think it's important to kind of get that personal message across, using the expertise to show actually that you know your stuff, as well as actually having all the basics of yes, great rates, great service, great products, and great tech, of course.
Great tech, of course. Yeah, I want to talk to you about that. Thank you for the kind words. I think that's one of the things we're really trying to see, because here at Kind, Andrew, we've been together, the group that has been together for a long time. So people think it's a new company, new name, but it's not. People were together for a long time, and there's something to say about the trust factor. There's a trust factor, and I think connecting with people that don't know us is important. And we watch a lot of what you do too, and so thank you. Like I mentioned earlier, thank you for that, because I think it's a big part of what we do in our business. People do business with people they know and they like, straight up. And so making them feel comfortable for that is important. What do you think about this? I was thinking about this the other day. In-person marketing, right? Like everyone's doing a lot of social. My AEs, when I was an account executive, and then when I was as a regional position and different positions, I love being out in the field. I love, shaking the hand of the broker that's trusting me with their business. That was a big deal, Andrew. And so what do you think about how in-person marketing is going to change now? I mean, in the short term, it's changing, so how do you market other than using the social? Did it change forever, in-person marketing,
So, I definitely think there is going to be a portion of it that's changed forever. I think actually in a lot of cases we could be a lot more efficient and a lot more tactical, by using, virtual products, using virtual events, using things that we're doing actually, just to kind of consume content. However, like I'll tell you, actually, in-person marketing and in-person actually events, like the industry is really thirsty for it. I mean, it's unbelievable actually how thirsty they are, because listen, we did some events back in October. We had some cities that we had events set up in, like in Texas and Utah. The states actually allowed actually these events. We had a few hundred people that showed up that were so appreciative of these events. They were so actually happy that we were putting these events together, and being actually I call it mavericks, but I mean we kind of like, everyone's shutting down events, but we said we can't go to a virtual platform, because a virtual platform, well, I think there's some great value, some great things, and I've seen some unbelievable things done with virtual platform, but in many cases the value is not delivered to the exhibitors and the sponsors. And the sponsors and exhibitors, go there so they can walk away with a stack of business cards or an Excel sheet, full of their contacts, and you just can't do that with large scale virtual events and deliver the same kind of value. So I think actually, our industry is thirsty for in-person events again. We want to get back to in-person events. We've got our first event, I believe, is coming up in May in Tennessee, the Mid-South Mortgage Expo in Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. And we've got a handful of others. And exhibitors are just like that. They want this. People are signing up for them, and our audience is reaching out saying, "Hey, when are you going to do events?" And it's just a matter of doing them safe and effective. But I don't know that we're going to actually be doing driving to brokers' offices the way we used to anytime soon. Because listen, you don't know actually if the broker that you're going to is going to be someone actually that's anti-mask and is going to be offended because you're wearing a mask, or if they're going to like why would you come to my office, but when everything's going on. So I think it's going to be a slow actually build up to get to where we were, but I think actually we've been able to use some of these virtual technologies to be able to enhance our marketing and our abilities to kind of figure out where to spend our marketing dollars. And then if you kind of combine the virtual technologies, you use actually in-person events to maybe sell those virtual opportunities. So that's your instead of saying, "Hey, do business with us," but "Hey, listen, we're doing a webinar next Thursday. I want you to come to it so you can learn a little bit more about our program." Just kind of a mix of the two. So I think at the end of this, we're just going to be better marketers, going to have more opportunities, and waste less money on marketing and spend more money strategically hitting our target audience.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. I like I mentioned earlier, I'm a field guy, and I think as I talk to more and more brokers from across the country, it depends what part of the country you're at. Here in California, it's different than how they think about it in Georgia. I'm going to be in Georgia in March, and it's just it's just different. And I love it. I think people in our industry, especially because we're such people, it's people. So I don't know the right way to say it, but we're people, and so I think that's a big part of who we are as an industry.